Up for a minute? We gotta get you the fuck out of Dodge, man. We're going to Vegas tonight.
What are you talking about, Vegas?
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Hey, welcome back, subscribers. And those new people stopping by, hey, welcome to you guys too. I'll start off like I normally do, and that is if you're new, go ahead and check out the link. It's going to be right up there. It's going to give you an idea of the foundation behind this. And if you want to skip all my narrative in the beginning, go ahead and just skip to the last rough 7 minutes, and it'll give you a better idea of how to play this with a lower bankroll when you're first starting out. It's Saturday morning, and I'm hungover. I had a couple Marine Corps buddies that came into town from many moons ago, and of course we had to meet up and do what Marines do, and that is drink. I can't do that anymore. But hey, you know what? Some things just never die, and that is one thing. So you know what? You polish off a bottle and a half between 3 people of Jack Daniels, and this is the result you get, which is okay because it gives me a chance to to play when I am a little bit hungover. Because once again, when I go to Vegas, sometimes I do tie on a few, mostly on the second night. For my third, when I'm already in profit, and I like training or playing kind of realistic as possible, and that's why I play the music in the background and whatever. You know, anyway, so with that in mind, I'm going to start off with teaching you guys how to clear your cache and your cookies. And I mean that because if you're practicing with a simulator, you kind of want to make sure there aren't any cookies they put on here, and to make sure it's the cleanest software as possible to ensure you're getting a very random roll. I don't know, there's a possibility they could be tracking your play, and that's what I want to keep from happening. So I'm using Firefox, and I don't know if you guys know how to do this, but I'll go ahead and I'll show you how to do it. Pretty simple. Because I'm using Firefox, if you look underneath the little red X at the very top where you close out the window, there are going to be 3 little hash marks. I want you to go ahead and press on that and then go down to options. Okay. And then when you get to the options, you can't see it, but you can pretty much read it. It's going to say privacy security. You want to go ahead and tap that little puppy, and then you scroll on down to, oh, come on, until you get on down to history. All right. And you're at history, you want to go to clear history, and you want to make sure these are all clicked. You don't have to, but your more important things that you have to do are your cache and your cookies. Yeah, this might kind of screw with some of your logins, but hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. So you go ahead and hit that. It's going to clear it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pop up my play window again, and here we go. Ideally, in this situation, what you want to do is shut down your browser. All right, you want to actually restart your computer if you wish to make sure it's totally clean. Now, I had already done that, so I just kind of went through the motions of showing you guys how to do it. So the last minute or so, what I'm going to talk about is when I'm going to do my increase. And this shout out goes to Junk Mail, who's been a subscriber. We've chatted a couple times, and he kind of asked the question of, hey, when are you going to do your increase? And I figured since I shared it with him, I would go ahead and share all that with you and how I'm going to do it. My first goal is to get to $1,000 in profit, or in total. Why? Because I want to make sure my bankroll is secured. I want to go ahead and make sure my trip is paid for. Food and everything, roughly $325, which is going to bring me up to about $850. And anything above that, I want to make sure I'm at $1,000 before I increase it, because I want to make sure those 2 things are secured. So that'll come at the $1,000 mark. And what I'm going to do very simply is I'm just going to cap off the 6 and the 8 with an additional unit of 5 to start off. And the reason why, in case you don't know, but the 6 and 8 have the most combinations of coming in below the 7. So this will give me a chance with a minimal amount of money on increasing on the possible, or not possible, but the rolls that are come in on the 6 and the 8. And then from there, I'm going to move on, keep it there for a little bit until I get to X dollar amount. And then I'm going to increase it, adding the 9 and then the 5 for a complete across. Increase of 1 capped unit. But that's going to also increase your second tier. So I want to make sure I have that bankroll secured times at least 2 before I really make that increase. So it's a gradual process. Again, I don't want to slam it with the profits too much. You could do that if you wish. At this point, you know, if you didn't want to pay for your trip or whatever, you can start hitting it right now at the 6 and the 8, and you're going to be okay. But in my case, I really don't want to do that. I could, but I want to try to play it conservatively because I believe the turtle wins the race. So, lastly, the one thing you want to do is you want to make sure leave the windows up, and then we're ready to rock and roll, guys. So you know what? Let me go ahead and grab my coffee and maybe light a cigarette, and we'll start off from here. Hold tight, guys. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and hit the casino, guys. You can look over my shoulder, and let's see if I can recover from that 625. Okay, I'm going to end it right about there at 91. I want to try to keep from that top tier loss. So I would at this point go ahead and cash out my ticket. And that'll bring my winnings up to about 720. Yeah, we'll call it 710. All right, so that'll bring me up to 710. It would have been about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the rolls. I'm not quite sure. But I'll just go with that and slowly work up from there. So anyway, once again, I hope you have a great day on a Saturday. Hope you're not as hungover as I am. I really don't drink that often. But anyway, have a great weekend. More importantly, Chokti Kap, which means best of luck to you in Thai. Take it easy.